He never broke a sweat. Martin Odegaard, penalty, the difference maker. If we're completely honest with ourselves, it's still another game like against Forest. We ain't created enough. We didn't score enough. We made it more like against Forest towards the end. More nervy than it needed to be. Obviously, this time it was down to 10 men. Teething issues with the system. I don't necessarily agree with everything in the system, but what I would say is, as I said earlier, systems take time. You know, again, what we did last season, you saw us actually put the building blocks towards the end of the season. We finished fifth. It's going to take some time. We can't just run away from a system because it's a bit inconsistent over two games. That being said, I think Pai had another good game at right back, but I want to see you in midfield. I want to see Gabriel on the pitch. I want to see us be a lot more street smart, really. We made it harder than it needed to be. Big up Saliba, Benjamin White, Gabriel when he came on. Declan Rice had a good game. I do Ramsdale as well. I think there was some very committed elements of defending. You know, obviously it's another game where we've also scored as a result of taking advantage of the other team's poorness. So there's a lot we could do better. But end of the day, it's a results-driven business, man. You know, the results need to correlate to the performance. Needs to correlate to the results because you're not always going to get away with it. And I think we've earned the right to win across both of these games ever so slightly, but it needs to be a lot better, really and truly. So yeah, man, it's nice to have a clean sheet, and it's nice to be able to actually breathe again. 6 points and we're not playing well. I like it. Going to have to get an explanation for that red card. I mean, the first yellow for Tommy is very harsh, man. But Arteta making problems when there's none. Over the moon for the 3 points, but man need to drink to calm down. Son has to say Arteta needs to fix playing his favourites and make late subs. Pardon me. I think the only thing I would say Arteta I'm really not happy about is you could see Tommy. You could see the stars were aligning for somebody to get sent off, man. I don't want no apology from no one, man. Stay calm and be warm. We are warming up, boys. Just stay focused and we'll be prosperous. That's great, man. It sounds great, but man need to just win the games and not do that. DG, they need to put respect on your mental fortitude. You know how my heart raced. I mean, my heart was finished. Havertz fell on strings like this in a minute. I know it's Monday, but I need Maggie and Stardog. No clue what that is, but have fun, mate. These are the kind of games you learn from, reaction aside. There you have it. You have to learn from it. There's games, you know, I wouldn't quite say it's the same, but games we won, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Man United at home, we need to learn from those games. We need to learn from this. It's nice to have the result and learn. You always want to learn more when you've lost, but yeah, I mean, the system worked that we won the game, but there's still a lot of concerns, and ultimately, I don't think we're as efficient or as effective as we can be in ultimately both sides of the pitch, both ends of the pitch, sorry. You know, we could clearly, I know we kept a clean sheet, but I think there's one too many nervous ends in our half. Clearly, we need to create and score more. I don't think in these last 3 games we've created enough, if I'm honest. We've taken advantage of poor bits of play. Obviously, for us to score, there was that quick set piece quickly from Martinelli. Eddie's gone round him and he's fouled him. More or less 2 dead ball situations, the same against Forest, where Martinelli laid in Eddie, and obviously Saka scored that great goal after Saliba won the ball back. But these 5 margins, when they went for us, we need to be a bit more clinical. I'm not so much onto Eddie for the chance. I think Eddie had a good game. He won the corner, really. I think everyone did okay. I think it's a game where, yes, there's a lot of concerns, but I don't think we need to go overboard. The only thing Eddie's lacking and is ultimately what you need as a striker, that clinical nature. Obviously, the chance to hit the post, I'm not too angry at him. The chip, if you're going to chip, keep it down, make sure it goes in or pull it in the back of the net. Obviously, Odegaard went from range early doors. Havertz, who some of you would argue was anonymous, he found Martinelli early on to the game, probably in the first 3 minutes. And maybe someone didn't plug in Martinelli's charger, but he just paused and everything just stood still. I think Tomiyasu did get forward a bit, but I think Martinelli is killed a bit there when you don't have players that are as adventurous, which Tomiyasu isn't exactly that compared to his teammates. I think Saka did all right in the first half. I think Rice did well. Obviously, it's nice for Odegaard to get a goal. I'm really impressed with our defenders, in particular my 2 centre-halves towards the end of the game when we're down to 10 men. It is what it is. Had we have lost this game, we could have blamed Eddie and Cole not being clinical or those not creating. Havertz might have been scapegoated. We could have blasted our lack of game management and man management, but we got over the line. Regardless of red cards, this things and that things, we got over the line, really. And it was nice on reflection to see the players happy about these tackles, but this game just shows we can be our best friends or worst enemies, and I think collectively we make things harder than it needs to be for ourselves. But 6 points from 2 games, it's cool with it. Let's beat Fulham at the weekend by God's grace. 9 points on the board for August. Regardless of Man United, how they played against Wolves in that win and how they played against Spurs, we need to do a lot better. and we need to go into the international break, what follows the United game, on 12 points or something comfortable, really and truly. So I'll always take the 3 points and then dissect the performance. But yeah, man, we need to do a lot better. I'm sure it was entertaining for the neutrals, but boy, big up Declan Rice as well, because I think he had a good game. Havertz needs time to get used to our style of play. Arteta trying to force him into the team and changing the whole system to do it is a problem. Havertz is lazy ball watching. He needs to get into the game. Gabriel needs to start and Havertz needs to hold the bench. Fair enough. Eddie had a good game. Don't think anyone was necessarily bad, but no one outstanding. There you have it there. People are quick to blame the new system. I think it's more of a personal issue. I think it's a cocktail of all of them, really. People, I already seen that. Eddie begs to get chances and misses, and then wonders why he gets drop phases. To be fair, there's not a single striker that doesn't miss chances. Havertz needs to do more in midfield for me. Yeah, need to see him a lot more. By the way, let's not let the score fool us. Eddie had a good game. It looks like he stepped up this season. Think he chased lost causes. Think he worked hard. But as I always say, once you start praising people for working hard, you start getting in a dangerous territory. But did what he needs to do. We won the game and got 3 points. That's all that matters. DG John, you're right. But until the performances start, not correlating with 3 points, when it's 3 points in the grand scheme of things, everyone can sleep well. But it's the performance, because sometimes it won't be there. Look at the unbeaten run during Una Emre's thing. There was many concerns there. We're 2 for 2 at Selhurst Park under the lights. This is football heritage. We do need to learn from this game, man. We did it the hard way, but you want the 3 points. You just want the 3 points. And we can breathe, man. Now we can breathe, man. Arteta celebrating like he's won the league. Bit harsh. Someone that's actually been part of a team that's won the league. I think you can criticize Mikel Arteta, but not for that. I mean, what, you expect a manager not to be jubilant that a difficult game where you work so hard for 3 points in the all week, not happy about it? It's the Premier League. You literally have to fight for all 3 points. Make no mistake about that. Yes, on one hand, we could have done a lot better. We can look at the system. We can look at subs. We can look at who played. We can look at some moments. I still think we need to be a bit more perfect over 90 minutes. But I think it was calm, man. Gabriel well in, off the bench. Saliba well in. Ramsdale, I'm not going to say there was an onslaught, but well in. Really, Benjamin White well in as well. All in all, it's all right, man. It's not all right, but it's all right. And you lot are the real men and women of the match, because we hit 200 odd likes. But oh man. Go somewhere else. Oh, exactly. Yeah, so let's actually get into the player ratings, people. As you know, I'm going to watch this game again. It's actually lovely when you won. Player ratings. Who do we start with? I don't know why. I don't think I've positioned my mic in the best way. Who do we start with? Ramsdale. 7. Don't think you did anything wrong. Think your distribution was spot on. Your level of focus was spot on. Think your timing of coming off the lines was good. Even when you look at this, people, 14 shots apiece from both teams. We had 3 shots on target. They had 2. We had 54% of the ball to 46. Now, a lot of that is obviously factoring in, the end of the game when we went down to 10 men. But in general, and some of you that are part of the watch along, I said it, I felt, I'm happy with the 3 points, and I definitely don't want to share with these lot. But had we got a point today, I don't think we could have complained. But 3 points is 3 points, but we need to do a lot better. But yeah, Ramsdale, I'll give you a 7. Partey, I'll give you an 8. I think Partey was good today. I cannot capture you lot. Who else is there in this? White, I think another 7. I think you did well. Saliba, I think you did well. It's another 8 as well. In fact, you know what? 9 out of 10 Saliba, really. Tommy, I think it was a humble 6. I know you got sent off. That's stupid. You have to hold your L. Rice, I think that's a 9 like Saliba. I think he was quite good. Odegaard, you get an 8 plus a bonus point for scoring. That's a 9. Who else was in the midfield? Havertz, humble 6. Again, when I watch the game again, this could be a lot different. Saka, 6. Oh, 7, really. He was one of my players of the early first half, really and truly. 7 for Saka. Eddie, I think Eddie did all right. If I'm honest, I give Eddie a 7. I know he should have scored. He definitely should have scored, but I think he was all right. Martinelli looked a bit lively in some patches than others. I'll give you a 6. I do have to hail you up for taking the corner early. Did look frustrated because it looked like you was running into central areas. So for me, Ramsdale 7, Partey 8, White 7, Saliba 9, Tommy is 6. Havertz a 6, Rice and Odegaard score 9, Saka and Eddie with 7s, Martinelli with a 6. Gabriel, for the minute she played, I think I'll give you an 8, man. I think he was committed. Zinni weren't really on the field long. I actually think Jorginho wasn't on the field long, but I think Jorginho brought a calming influence. So you had Gabriel, you had Zinni, you had Jorginho. Who else came on? Am I missing anyone? If he did come on, then I guess because the fact that I'm asking that tells you everything, innit? Kirill, again, big up Kirill, but the damage was already done. We weren't really on the field long enough for that. The main thing is 3 points, isn't it? 2 games, we've done what we've needed to do. I think AU was a tricky customer. I think Partey had a very good game. Saka 7. Well, let Spurs complain, man. Who cares? People are over analyzing reactions to a win. Trust in April, May. We're glad we got them extra 2 points. That's why if we can marry the performance with one that deserves to win, obviously we defended like Warriors towards the end of the game. Obviously, we've scored a goal. They haven't. But let's try and get a performance that's worthy of 3 points, which I don't think was necessarily the case today. I think this performance warranted a draw. If I'm honest with you, had we have got a draw, we can't complain. Forest, we did enough to win, but we kind of played within ourselves. There's always something more that we could do. I mean, Havertz can press well, can foul well, but you need to do a bit more than that. We do love emotional things. There is no easy games in the Prem. Eddie has to finish better. If Eddie wants to be on the starting 11 in the Champions League, he has to do better. Real Madrid Bayern won't be as kind as Palace was. Why does Havertz looks like he learned to just trap a ball? What was he doing at Chelsea? DG, should Ayew have been sent off as well? I think he's fortunate. But I'm just happy that regardless, we're not off. The ref could do what he wants. We can take that up with the ref in body, whether it's right or not. We got the 3 points. I wouldn't say we're playing bad. We're not playing amazing. Arteta needs to play Tierney. If he isn't going to sell him, Tierney provides more attacking threat than Tommy, whilst retaining a level of defensive capability. Not as good as Tommy, but enough. Arteta is a sick man. For that low block, man could have played until tomorrow, and the game would have still ended 1-0. If Arteta is hell-bent on Havertz, play him at the top. I'm not trying to see Havertz consistently through the middle. Man of the match, either Partey or Rice. I mean, I think the first yellow card was very harsh, but I think Tomiyasu was the last one kind of messing about. There was a couple of our players kind of wasting time. People will clown Kai for the red. People will clown Havertz for the red, but Kai will come through, in my opinion. For us, he's going to have to win it. Hard work getting the win. Gabriel and Trossard should start. Nelly had no support. Looked frustrated today, but the main thing is the 3 points. Both those bookings were fugazi. Tommy done the exact same thing Ayew done in the yellow. You give the ref a decision. These lot are bipolar. They're going to do what they're doing in it. I'm not saying it's right. It clearly is wrong. But let's just get the 3 points and control the variables we can control. We can't control dodgy refereeing. We can control being switched on, scoring goals, and keeping clean sheets in it. It's not right, but yeah. I think Ayew personally got into the ref's head. Big up DG, ugly match, but 3 points is 3 points. I think everybody was scared. It's nice to see everyone can breathe. I'm seeing people get on Arteta for playing Partey at right back again, but that's 2 flawless performances from him. Careful, people are going to find a clip of a professional footballer going past someone and saying Partey is declining physically. Oh my God, he's falling off. It's crazy, man. It's great to have a 100% record in the Prem. The only problem is the season just started. You got 36 more games to go. Rice was great, man. I think centre mid, I still want a lot more, man. Still want a lot more. I don't think we fashioned enough clear-cut chances. Like, Eddie should have scored. He hit the post, should have scored a chip. Odegaard had that little volley. Martinelli was found by Havertz early on in the first half and he kind of stalled. But if I can remember 3-4 passes, I don't know. Yeah, Rice made me look at him today. Rice is the man for the trenches. So we spent 105 million for. That was pure Italian football from us, dead and boring. I mean, if dead and boring comes with 3 points, I'm on that. I can't lie to you. Sending off Tommy was political. Ref trying to show they're taking a hard line against time wasting this season. We'll see how serious they are when City are holding on to a late lead. What is Arteta seeing in Havertz in this formation? He better sort it out and go back to 4-3-3. I genuinely believe Arteta is playing this team on purpose. He knows his best team. He can avoid all of this, but he's adamant on experimenting. The time for experimenting is gonna draw to a. Well, in fact, that's a lie. You never stop experimenting, trying to chop and change things. But all right, cool. Crystal Palace, not really a game I would say for experimenting. Nice to actually win on a Monday night as well. By the way, folks. But you got Fulham on the weekend at home. Hopefully, win that. Time for experimenting or wholesale experimenting is kind of gone because after Fulham, you've got Man United, when we come back from the international break, you've got Everton away at Goodison Park. You've got a North London derby. You know, Spurs look quite resurgent. You got Bournemouth away. And that ends September and October, boy. You got some tough games. In November, we've got Chelsea. Is that tough? We've got Chelsea, City, Newcastle away, Burnley, Brentford away. Early doors. Boy, football. I wouldn't draw too many good or bad conclusions from two Premier League games from 180 minutes, excluded added on time. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Can we chalk this up to a poor away performance and carry on? I'm not understanding what you're saying there. Forgive me. Mums, this wasn't a game for all that. I'm not trying to see this team. I'm not trying to see this certain elements. I'm not trying to see this against United. I can't lie. We need to be a bit more conventional and just stick to the script. But at the end of the day, we won, innit? Shout out my guys, Sarcasm City TV. Boy, we won, innit? Like, we won. And on that note, 3 hours and 11 minutes. I'm taking another shower, I'm eating, I'm watching the game again. I'm going to bed a happy man. Whether you've been on Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter, as usual, it's always appreciative to have you lot here. We'll react to the game tomorrow and all of that good stuff. Make sure you've got your notification bells on. Stay safe, stay blessed. One love, man.
There's always that active red light defending. I think it's like. There's always that active red light defending. I think it's like.